and University of Vermont going right to left. And I am here with
Justin Velker. I am the coach of Brown University up in the Massachusetts Quidditch Conference, so I'm very familiar with this Vermont team that we're going to see. Not as familiar with UNC, but I have seen them play a lot this year. This should be a good game. We got two athletic teams here.
And UNC did choose to take the quaffle, or most likely Vermont chose to take the bludgers. And that's how we start this game off, with Vermont on defense trying to stop this drive. Missed beat over the top on number 17, who's able to get the teardrop shot in. So number 17 from North Carolina, Philip Fan, gets the first goal to get us started.
Yeah, and we saw UNC able to string a couple of passes together, recover a loose quaffle. That's how you got to beat UVM. You're not going to drive through them.
UNC, but that's a snipe beat from way back, and so it is beat before the goal. No goal for North Carolina. Great beat for Vermont.
That is Jack Maldevere. He has been a beast for Vermont up in the Northeast this season. He's gonna have some good beats if UVM, wants to pull this one out.
Well, that was a great start. So Vermont and UNC still 0-0. Because of that great beat. Vermont now looking for a lane. Number 24, who is Riley Mason, is able to take over into the corner, but UNC is able to scrum onto the ball. There's several Vermont players and several UNC players all fighting for the quaffle underneath the UNC hoops.
And that defensive stop was started by Jack Dowler from UNC. Great tackle in open space. A way to just cut that out, let the rest of his team catch up to that play, made sure they didn't score. It was a great defensive stand by Dowler.
All right. So coming out of that, UNC's keeper passes off to number 1, who takes a high shot that goes way too far. That's Will Burnham with the missed shot, not particularly close to that middle hoop.
Wasn't particularly close, but I do like the look. As good as this UVM team is athletically, they don't have a lot of high-end chasers, so if you can get that shot going on the middle.
The UNC defense. UNC's defense has been all over them in their 3 drives so far. Yeah, nice wait by by Vermont to help to get their second beater back into the game. That is another quaffle on the ground picked up by UNC, looking to make something happen. But Vermont is able to get all their players back on defense, so UNC just slows it down and is now trying to set up to make a nice set offensive look.
Yep, I thought UNC beaters did a great job there tapping things out, but Vermont has a great transition defense.
All right.
So, yeah.
And UNC has bludger control, using both of their beaters to take out defenders in front of the quaffle carrier on offense, and that does clear a lane that the UNC keeper does take advantage of. That is number 8, Jacob Dowler, with the shot and goal after both of those beaters cleared out the point defender and beater in front of him, giving him pretty open space.
Exactly, and when you clear out those point defenders, someone on the back line of the defense has to step up to stop that drive. UVM did not step up. No one stepped up. It gave Dowler that lane.
Pass back to the center. Looks like beat out into the middle of nowhere. But UNC is able to pick up the quaffle, is outrunning Vermont, and just drops the ball in. Yeah. That is number 1, Will Burnham with the goal. So now it's been 3 goals from 3 different UNC players, all with a lot different looks. One with speed, one with strategy, and one with push.
Yeah, this keeper line is really looking like a Swiss Army knife. They got all the tools to get all the jobs done however they need to get it done.
All right, Vermont looking to make something happen. Gets around the first defender. That is number 14, Sydney Tominski over there, but winds up losing the quaffle in the back corner. UNC does not take another fast break this time. They're setting up, letting all of their players, looks like they have like a full-on line change coming in now.
Yep. 3
different chasers coming on board.
UVM sitting in the single keeper mark defense, but the keeper isn't really, or now they get on the hoops.
Oh, that ball was intercepted by one of the Vermont chasers, Sydney Tominski again, with a nice interception of that pass in the air. Kicks it back to one of the other chasers on the team, and that's a good defensive stop from Vermont.
Yeah.
They still need to look to make something happen on offense, and it's going to be hard with this zone setup with both the bludgers in the middle of it for UNC. And, number 8 comes out, loses broom, almost makes the interception, but Vermont comes away with a quaffle on the back end. Third different Vermont player comes up with the quaffle, but is beat.
Look, I like that look from UVM. If they're going to sit in a zone the way you beat a zone, get the ball behind hoops, make the defense adjust. UNC just did a very nice job adjusting there. Beaters stayed home, let the chasers handle the quaffle behind, and then cleaned it up on the pass.
Yes, but that is the first time that UVM has had a really nice look so far.
Oh, I agree.
Keep doing that, they'll break that zone eventually.
Exactly.
All right, both bludgers coming up on offense again, just a little bit behind number 3, Wilson Brockway, who takes a shot but misses. But a different UNC player does pick up the trash and passes it over the top. One of the hoops falls down, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds and be a Vermont ball, I think.
No, he skipped it in.
He somehow keeps it in, UNC, and then the missed beat, and then the pass shot through the hoop.
I wrestled in high school. There was a thing in wrestling just called scramble wrestling. Just whenever you're not doing any setup shot or move or anything, you're just going. That's what UNC did there. That play broke down every which way. But they just scrambled and they pulled the UVM defense over, passed it across, got the goal. And that was great scramble offense.
And then there were 2 UNC players on this side with easy looks. Either one of them could have made it. UVM still looking to make something happen. It is now 40-0 UNC with the lead. That shot did not get close to the hoops, and it's another fast break opportunity for UNC, but number 18 is sniped from behind, and it looks like Vermont is able to clean things up with number 19 now in at keeper. That is Shea Martin.
And that snipe came from Richie Abbott. You're going to have to watch Richie Abbott for this UVM team. He is, in my estimation, their best player. He can run down at you like a, freight train coming at you as a beater. He's someone you got to watch, number 32 in the green.
So, UVM, looking to make something happen here, have yet to get really any good looks. They just had that one time where they came close on offense. Basically, they've been destroyed by this UNC zone so far. And once again, UNC comes out of a scrum on the far side of the field with the quaffle.
Exactly, and I like what UVM is trying to do. They're trying to swing it around to the side so they could get it behind. They're just having trouble making those passes.
Yes.
And UNC, anytime you bobble a pass, they're going to hit you on that.
Yeah, and they have been fast to the ball. This UNC team has been ball hawking on every time the ball hits the ground, offense and defense. That's a lot of passes over on the far side of the field. Finally get it into number 0 back on this side of the field, and it's taken up and driven through and through the hoop again by Dowler, number 8.
Oh, I don't think that was Dowler. That was number 3, Brockway.
Oh, number 3, Brockway.
Did a nice job. Had a couple of arm spins in there. Made sure his ball arm couldn't get trapped. Just a great job driving through traffic, swinging that arm around to make sure no one could get a hand on the ball.
All right.
Textbook.
So now Vermont once again looking to make something happen. They really need to, as you were saying, try to draw this zone out. So let's see if they can make some crisp passes, not drop them, or make a drive and dish. Oh, it drove but did not dish. And once again, a Vermont player was on the ball and did a great job getting to it, but was unable to get it around because there were 3 UNC defenders all over her.
Exactly, and it's just like you said. They drove, but they didn't dish. You can't drive through a zone, right? You got to pass around it. You got to attack it on the edges. Like UVM has been trying to do that all game. Tried to go up the middle, and you see why that didn't work.
UNC once again trying to make a look. And the chaser number 18 on the far side gets a step. I thought that fell through. It did fall through. Yes.
That was a weird shot.
I think that they're going to stop play and talk about it, but that was... I'm not entirely sure what was going on with that shot.
I'm not entirely sure it was intended to be a shot. There was a UNC chaser. I can't see the number right there on the other side of the hoop waiting to receive it. Just,
Yes, but from this angle at least, it looks like it fell through the hoop.
Yep, I think it's worth a discussion, but, good on the ref crew to make it a quick one.
Yeah, it's good. So it is 60-0, UNC with the lead after that kind of accidental goal goes their way.
Hey, as much as we want to say that's an accidental goal, give credit to the shot pass. Shot pass, tried and true strategy in Quidditch.
You gotta love the shot pass.
Exactly.
And that also means that you're in the right place, right? You make a shot pass, you get your goal in, or your teammate picks it up, you get an assist. Either way, it's all gravy on your side. There is a lot of contact over on the far side of the field. There is a stoppage. People are being moved around. Referees are now having another conference, and it looks like they're trying to decide whether that was too much contact. Yep, it's a quaffle turnover only, but it is a quaffle turnover because there was a push out of bounds.
Yep, and with these hard boundary rules now, you push them out of bounds, you get the ball. That was a very nice awareness by the UNC chaser. I didn't quite get a number on it, but if you're by that sideline, yeah, shove them out. It's a free turnover if you get it.
Yep. All right, so UNC looking to make something happen again. Once again, bringing both of their bludgers up to just help their keeper have a lane, and this time the pass was really well executed, but the finish just did not quite happen. It hit the crossbar in the middle of the hoop.
Look, sometimes that happens. Shot, though, 98, Adeline Morris. Great positioning, made the cut at the right time. Everything about that play was perfect, except for the shot was an inch too low to go through.
Yes. The nice catch on the slightly high pass, both hands on the ball, all great, but just that crossbar.
Yeah, it was a great athletic play that sadly didn't finish, but give Morris her due.
All right, that pass goes all the way to the far side, and then the Vermont player is beat. So once again, it's UNC player with pretty clear lane toward the hoop. I think that the beater number 26 for Vermont was the reason that UNC chaser thought better of continuing that drive.
Exactly, right? Moldavir, I hope I'm saying that name right, UVM, does a great job cutting out those drives, getting back on defense, cutting out those drives. No easy goals when he's on the pitch.
Yeah, when you see Moldavir there, Moldavir, a pretty big beater too, just standing in front of the big hoop, it definitely got in that UNC chaser's head. Vermont still looking for their first goal of the game. This looks like it looks like a nice opportunity. Quaffle's gone behind the hoops, but UNC number 18 is able to pick it up. It's Matt Shaw, who's been all over the field since he came out there.
Yeah, but if you looked inside on that play, number 72 UVM, Izzy Martin, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Izzy Martin. There's a pronunciation guide here. I'm just an idiot. did a great job stripping the beater there, getting the bludger on the ground. UVM Chasers unable to capitalize.
In your defense, Izzy is the only player who put any pronunciation guidance in the pronunciation guide section of our rosters. Oh, another crossbar. That medium-sized hoop is not playing to UNC. Oh, but that's a missed beat on number 23, 23, I believe, from UNC. That would be Ashlyn Clark, number 23, who gets that goal on the short hoop after the UNC team is rejected on the medium hoop again.
But that play, all of it goes down to 17 Philip Fan, I think, for USC. Recognizing, I think a lot of people stopped playing when that hit that hoop. He kept it up, made the hustle play to get the ball back, and saw the chaser on the other side.
Yeah, quick pass to the chaser on the other side. All right, back on this side of the field, UVM still looking to make something happen. It's a big-time beat. Number 12 definitely picked up that quaffle and handed it to the other Vermont player, but no harm, no foul as UNC kind of gets out of there with it.
Yeah.
Now there are 3 different assistant referees with hands in the air.
Yep. My guess is that this is an illegal tackle. I didn't see quite what happened, but in the beater game, illegal tackle on the near side.
And unfortunately, looks like there may be an injury on the UVM beater. So, as it is right now, it is 70-0 with UNC kind of taking it to Vermont. Vermont does have some good players out there. What do you think they need to adjust in order to get back in the game?
So, number 1, making those passes behind the hoops. I like that rotation they're doing. They need to time it with their beaters properly to get that behind hoops while the bludgers are down, make the defensive chasers scramble, and that's when an opportunity will present itself. So just getting those timing down and that passing down on offense will work. On defense, they play a really tight mark defense, right? It's a very press-heavy defense. They put a lot of pressure. What it doesn't do well is help defense, because when you're so up on your chaser, it's hard for you to pull off and get on anyone else.
Yep.
Right? UNC is taking advantage of that, finding the unmarked chaser, making them have to help, which is a long trek, and then just making passes around that.
Yeah.
I would love to see a defensive adjustment from UVM just to shore up that defense and getting that timing down on offense. I think there is a clear path back in this. I know Megan Brown, probably their star seeker, can definitely get a catch, right? They have a path back in this. It's just making sure they take it.
Shout out the athletic trainers and people who are making sure everyone here is okay. The beater for UVM, number 10,
Ezra
Fitzgerald is able to walk off the field under her own power, but is going to be checked out, so we hope everything is all right with her.
Yep. They've been a promising young prospect in MQC this year. Doesn't get a lot in playing time behind some of these other beaters with, Richie Abbott, Moldavere, Megan Brown. But, they've shown some promise. We're going to hope for their quick recovery.
Yes, and so they are going over to the athletic tent now, and we are back on the action here. UVM still looking to score for the first time in this game. All right, and UNC winds up with the quaffle and another fast break, and that is coast. Oh,
it was beat before is the
that
call.
Beat before stops that coast-to-coast drive. Number 99, Mayar Monomar, was definitely thought that he was in the clear for a goal, but was not able to knock it home because of the beat.
We got to shout out Jorny Sancho, the beater, number 12 there. Beat 3 different UVM beaters on that play, one of them twice, to make that, make that transition happen as smoothly as it did.
And once again, Manowar with an open lane, and once again, his snipe beat before being able to get the ball into the hoop.
The first one was a nice scoop beat by Moldavere. The second one was Megan Brown coming in from behind. Both of these players have a stronger arm than it looks, and both I thought were really aware athletic plays to stop transition.
And that was the perfect transition beating too, hitting the player on the run in time not so close that the referees could get it wrong.
Oh, exactly.
All right. Oh, but UVM still not able to capitalize on any type of offensive look.
Again, they're getting behind the hoops. That one, they were about 3 feet behind the hoops. That's where all the zone people are. You gotta take that back, make them pop out on you. That's when the hoops are gonna be open. Take your space behind there. There's as much space behind the hoops as there is in front of the hoops on your half. You just gotta take it.
Yes, definitely take that space. Try to stretch that defense. All right, Manowar not going to try for a third attempt at a fast break to get beat at the last second. He's looking to make something else happen on offense. And winds up passing straight into the hands of number 24, Riley Masson.
Yeah, but I like UVM 22. I believe that is Phillips. Ryan Phillips.
Oh, that's a beat on 24 from behind, just knocks him out.
Yeah.
All right.
I was saying before, Ryan Phillips got a hand on that is the reason that pass on the last UNC possession went errant. That's the thing with this press mark that they're playing, is that they have hands in your face all of the time.
Yes, it is very tight. And if they can stick on and you don't get away from them, then they are really tough defensively out there. And, yep, that one is stopped again by UVM defense. Masson all over the middle of the hoops.
Yep. In my opinion, that's just poor shot selection by Dowler. You're in the corner, you're at an angle. Easier for the keeper to guard that.
Masson takes a look, really trying to make a drive to get UVM on the board, but the hoop falls down. And it winds up being a fast break opportunity going back the other way, just easy for Will Burnham. Although there was a bludger coming at him, almost another one of those great beats by UVM, but not to be this time.
Richie Abbott did a great job getting a bludger back. It just wasn't fast enough. Shout out to the UNC beaters. Again, I can't see their numbers to shout out their names, unfortunately, right now. But they sucked in the UVM beaters, made sure they couldn't get back in transition there, gave them the transition goal. Well done.
And it is now 80-0 with UNC maintaining their kind of domination of this game. UVM is not able to get through the bludgers and taken down. That's Masson again, who tried to make a transition. That is a big tackle. The ball did come out beforehand on UNC, and one of the assistant referees does have a hand up for a foul. That was a big-time hit in the middle of the field. It could have been... I think that the referees are going to talk about whether that hit was completely legal.
Yeah, I didn't see anything else it could be, so it was probably that, unless something happened in the beating game I wasn't there. Ryan Phillips, though, will tackle you.
Yeah, and the head referee feels, as I did, that the hit was big, but was totally legal.
Exactly.
All right, so here we go around the outside of the pitch here. UVM looking to make something happen. There is a pass back into the back corner. And UVM is once again stopped. But this time there is a stoppage of play once again. And
So it looks like we're getting the 20-minute timeout now. Call there is just a pass after the beat, it looks like. Just a quaffle turnover to UNC. Nothing too major there. But we have hit the halfway point of this game.
And so that means that we should explain what that means for our viewers. So the end game in Quidditch is a little bit complicated. We have the snitch coming onto the field now. The snitch will be a runner in the middle. You can see over on the far side of the field by the score table there, with a ball in the back of their shorts. Teams will be trying to catch that snitch for 35 points. And then the game will continue as we have here with both teams trying to get 10-point goals for scores. We are setting a set score, which will be 150, because that is 70 points more than the leading team. UNC has 80. The set score is 70 more than that number, so it is 150. So 150 is the set score. The first team to hit 150 will win. So Vermont, in order to win this game, would need to get 15 goals or 12 goals and a snitch catch. It is doable. It's a bit of a hard ask, but it'd be a big comeback, a big time comeback from Vermont.
Yeah.
How do you think they are going to take on this transition in the game as the snitch comes out there?
Look, if you're UVM, you need 150 points before your opponents get 70, right? It's a big ask. You're not going to do that without the 35-point snitch, right? So I'm looking at beaters probably trying to protect the snitch, giving their seeker as much time to, pull that, golden tail as possible, get the 35 points. But that means, whenever you're pulling your beaters onto the snitch game, your chasers got to step up. I have not seen a lot of wraps outside of Ryan Phillips from UVM. They're going to have to step up, 2 arms around, bring him to the ground.
Yes, they definitely have to make some stops, because all UNC wants to do is just keep chipping away goal, goal, goal. They get 7 goals, they are done for the day. So here is UNC.
Taking it slow so they can get their snitch on pitch lineup in.
Yes, Ashley Clark carrying the quaffle slowly. Big transition as we get all the players that everyone wants to have for the snitch on pitch game.
Megan Brown appears to be the starting seeker for UVM.
And immediately goes to work trying to catch that snitch.
UNC side, we have 0. That is Evan Ayers.
UNC gets a nice pass over to the other side, but that is cleaned up by UVM. So UVM is able to make a stop on the first drive after snitch on pitch. It looks as though they have not moved their beaters into the seeker game. They are depending on their seeker to catch the snitch possibly on their own.
Richie Abbott took a quick tap at the seeker, but is right back in the quaffle game.
That's a lot more ball movement from Vermont than we've seen, but it still winds up with the quaffle on the ground back behind some people. I can't see exactly what's happening over here on the left side.
Yeah, I think UVM's beaters did a very nice job getting Bludgers on the ground to be able to give that quaffle movement the chance it had to happen, but unfortunately it's been drop passes story of the day as we have the snitches down to fix the tail.
Yes. So now we have Monowar once again leading the quaffle up the pitch for UNC. There is a stoppage in play, I think because the tail was unable to actually be fixed.
Yep, so they may have to replace the snitch shorts here. Head ref is taking a look at it. On this restart, just to remind you, there will be a 3-second countdown before either of the seekers can pursue the snitch. So the rest of the play will start. The lead assistant ref who is watching the snitch here will count down.
Oh, yep.
And that is what the head ref is explaining right now.
Referee is explaining to the UNC seeker exactly what you were just saying, which is pretty fun. All right, Monowar with the pass over the back of the short hoop, but it is put away. I could not tell who that was for UNC on the far side, but that does make it 90-0.
As 72 for UNC taps out the UVM seeker, giving Ayers a couple of seconds alone before Megan Brown gets right back in it.
And that set score is 150. It is now 6 goals away for UNC. Or if they catch the snitch here, that snitch catch plus 3 goals. Oh, that was a really close attempt there from Brown, who seems as though the...
Oh, they are down.
They are down. Yeah. And so they need to stop play for the head injury for the seeker for UVM. That was just one of those accidents that's very hard to get away from when you're kind of going for the snitch and your head hits the ground as you come down.
Exactly. I mean, one of the things you want to do when you're a seeker, dive at the snitch because you got to get around them somehow. So a lot of that is going, horizontal, laying out as much as you can, making your length as long as possible. I think what happened is just on one of those plays, bad push. Megan hit the ground.
Yes. All right, so there's a conversation going on in the middle of the field just to make sure everything's all right. Otherwise, again, so with the set score, there have been fewer snitch catches in Quidditch in general. As far as that goes, this has that feeling of one of those games. And yes, she's up and moving around, which is very good. Yeah. And we'll just come out to be checked on because we want to make sure that anytime anything happens with your head, you're checked out by everyone to make sure that you're okay.
Yep, but you got up on her own, walking off under their own power. Obviously, anytime you get injured in the middle of the game, you don't like it, but looks like they're going to be okay. But hey, I was a former seeker. As any seeker can tell you, it's hard to catch without beater help on the snitch, right? Because if you got two seekers going at it, you don't want to accidentally give them a catch too. So you're really careful about where you go. You can't just go all at it one-on-one, right?
Yeah, you can.
Beaters, both teams are keeping their beaters primarily in the quaffle game.
Can ask Mizzou about that with their game with Penn State here on this field earlier today. All right, here is Amanawar trying to make a move. That beater number 24 for UNC does get in the way twice in a row on the chaser here. That is a lot of screens by that UNC beater that were not called. And I thought it was an accident, but then it happened 3 times in a row, so I don't think it was actually an accident.
Yeah, interpositional interference. As a ref, that's one of the hardest things to call because was it an accident, was it not?
All right, Manawar is able to pick up the
seeker getting sent back to hoops here for accidentally shoving the snitch over.
Manawar picks up the loose quaffle, is looking just to slowly look for the best possible angle on the hoops. And then makes a drive in. Is nice wrap tackle by number 22 from UVM. That's Ryan Phillips, who, as you mentioned earlier, has really been their #1 physical presence out there.
Exactly. Besides Ryan Phillips, I haven't seen a lot of physicality from UVM, and here's another example of that.
And Manawar gets by Phillips, and then nobody else can stop him. Manawar finally gets that goal.
Yeah.
It is 100-0. 150 is the set score. Phillips now trying to set up the UVM offense. UVM does have bludger control and does seem to be bringing one of their beaters up with them into the offense, whereas they're sending their second beater over here into the snitch game.
Yep.
And UVM is scrummed behind the hoops for probably the 17th time this game and is unable to come away with it. Manawar comes away with it. Manawar gets ahead of steam. The beaters are not there this time. Manawar through the top of the tall hoop with the goal.
That's the danger with splitting your beaters. If your one beater in the quaffle game gets beat out, gets their bludger taken, your other one can't get back in time all the time, right?
And it is now 111-0. Or 110-0.
Can't score 1 point in Quidditch.
Yes.
Philip Fawn in seeking now for UNC. We never announced it, but Tominski in for UVM replacing Megan Brown. But Megan Brown looks like she's coming back in the game now. So glad to see that injury wasn't serious.
Here comes Brown right now.
So it's Van versus Brown on the snitch. Fawn.
Manawar looking for another drive. Without those beaters out there, Manawar is like, this is my game. This time, passes over the top, and number 18 in the back corner is able to grab it. Number 18 being Matt Shaw, who's been another key player for this UNC team, gets it back to Manawar, who puts it in. That's a hat trick within the last 2 minutes for Manawar. And it is now... I definitely thought it was already 110 a minute ago, so I thought it was 112 now, or 120 now.
Yeah, Fawn, meanwhile, during that play, within inches of grabbing the snitch there, got around there, just not able to connect. Fawn's had some really good looks so far, just not able to get it done. Ooh, slick little beat by Sancho on Moldovar on the snitch.
All right, number 12 was beat before that pass. But
no, that's not the call.
They're going to call it, was that shot? Nope, that was another kind of low shot. Could have been a pass, but did not get stopped. And Matt Shaw is tripped up by one of the Vermont players. And now the Vermont players are all over him. He does get the ball out, gets the ball out to Monowar at the top of the key. Lots of physicality happening over on the far side. Another kind of questionable dive by UVM. And UNC gets a nice pass over the top, but UVM is able to clean it up behind the hoops.
Yeah, and like you said, there were some couple close calls on contact on that play, but if I'm UVM, I like what I saw in that possession. That was a lot more physical of a defense than I think we've seen for the past, and a lot of that was Ryan Phillips, but I think some other people got in there too and made hits to get stops.
And UVM has to take some chances. They have to stop this UNC offense. They have to take some chances on offense too, if they're going to get back on the board.
Quick stoppage in play. I will say, you love a Quidditch game where the refs don't have to blow the whistle that much, and I think this ref crew especially has done a very nice job making all the stoppages short, crisp communication, getting the play going again as we see that now. That's less than a 30 unless they need to do things with the snitch shorts here.
The snitch shorts have been our longest stoppage twice now. Yes, we do want to shout out this ref crew for doing a very good job.
I believe this is Bowling Green providing the assistant refs.
And we have Brett Curtis as the head referee. All right. So it is still 110-0 according to the scoreboard across the field over there. I don't have any way to confirm that score, but we're going to go with that as the score. 110-0.
Yep. Moldavir did a great play to briefly get bludger control back for UVM before UNC took it back. But then UVM, again, passing right in the teeth of the defense instead of going around and trying to get them to shift. Go around the hoops.
Monowar makes a nice pass over to the far hoops, but number 98, I think that was Alan Morris, was beat first. But then
number 1, it looked 1 or 7. The font is sometimes hard to tell. 1, Burnham, again, great job not giving up on that play, putting it right back through. And again, the far hoop fell down. So what do? Pump fake, switch to the near hoop, get it to go through. I like that move.
All right, so that one is put on the scoreboard on the other side. Oh, and they also put up the other one that we were questioning before. So it is 130-0. And I am not losing my mind on my 10th game of the day. Oh, Vermont trying really hard to finally get it in. Is able to pick it up on the scrum. The attempted dunk is too tall. And UNC once again grabs it on the other side. That's Burnham, who comes away with the quaffle.
Those were their best chances all game for UVM. I just think UNC did a great job swarming the near hoop each time, and UVM couldn't switch hoops on their shots. So great defensive stand by UNC there, scrambling in the defense.
And number 8 gets by one of the defenders, but drops the quaffle as they are getting closer to the hoops. That's Dowler with the turnover, which gives Vermont another chance here.
And I do want to point out, in the beater game right now for UVM, we have Ezra Fitzgerald, the other individual from UVM who went down from injury earlier. Both of their injured people are now back in the game, or at least have come back in the game. Love to see that.
Ezra Fitzgerald, it's great to see them back out there. And that is Vermont getting on the board. Except there is a stoppage. We're going to confirm things over on the far side of the field.
And UVM had a contingent over here earlier from the Boston teams cheering for him. They went a little wild on that goal, and hopefully it stands for him. Oh, I can't quite hear the call, but it was called no good.
It was called no good. Unfortunate for UVM. But UVM's 2 best looks have been their last 2 drives. They may finally be able to get one on the board if they can hold UNC for another stop here. They do have 1:30, so it is 2 goals before UNC hits that set score. And Vermont missed beat. Vermont gets the goal. I don't see any stoppages this time.
That was a great move by Emma Poland. You see them making the UNC defender overcommit, coming back, getting it on the short hoop. That is what UVM has wanted to see all day from Emma Poland. Emma, one of their best offensive outputters in MQC this season. Love to see them getting on the board.
Yes, definite benefits for the UVM program to get on the board here. Also, Megan here on the snitch, really going all out to try to get that catch too. And UVM with another drive. Oh, this time just too stout. And the cleanup, again, Vermont did a great job getting on the ball, but the cleanup is too tall. And UNC does come away with it, but UVM had 2 great chances there.
Again, their best possessions of this game has been their last 4 or 5 drives, right? And that was Emma Poland with that shot that just went over. UVM, it might be a little, too little, too late, but I like what I'm seeing out of them on these last few drives.
Yes, and they have not shut things down, which is always good to see as well. They are still really driving, got that 1 goal on the board, still trying to get some more. UNC's shot pass did not fall through this time, and UVM is able to clean things up behind their hoops.
Matt Shaw now in seeking for UNC against Megan Brown.
Megan Brown doing a little bit of a defensive seek, still trying to get that catch for herself. So close. All right, the quaffle is on the ground in front of the Vermont hoops.
Yep, number 12, Jordi Sancho there, beater for UNC, pushing to try to force the turnover since they didn't have any beaters back. But you can't turn over the quaffle if you don't have a chaser with you. No chaser for UNC went up and just gives away bludger control.
Emma Poland looking to make something happen once again for the 3rd drive in a row. Passes to Phillips on the far side. Phillips was wrapped up, but was able to get the ball out.
Richie Abbott currently giving Megan Brown room to work on the snitch.
That was another shot from Poland, and that one just is a little bit left of the medium hoop.
All right, now interesting to see what Richie Abbott does here. He's currently giving Megan Brown room to work on the snitch. Does he come back in the quaffle game? Does not look like it.
Yeah, that's an interesting play. I definitely, if I was going to do this and I'm in Vermont, I would have done it earlier in the game. Definitely would not have been my choice at this point.
Megan Brown, again, inch away, got around there, just not able to finally grab the tail.
Phillips looking for an open lane. It's marked.
Might be able to hear Boston University warming up for their game behind us.
That time is not a particularly good look for UVM and UNC. Oh, UNC number 1, Will Burnham, was beat before he could get out into the open lane for that fast break. And once again, Phillips is able to clean up the quaffle, which was rolling around on the ground.
Yep, and that was Richie Abbott at beater there. But Richie Abbott getting into that quaffle game gives Shaw some chance to work on the snitch. Unfortunately, snitch tail fell off, so Shaw's now going to get beat by Abbott. He's going back.
Phillips looking for an open lane. Makes a pass to the back. And Riley Mason is beat back behind the hoops. All right, it is still 2 goals for UNC. UVM has had a pretty stout defense during this time where they've been able to get some decent looks, only able to get that 1 goal on the board, but have held UNC at 2 goals to go for about a good 5 minutes now.
Yeah, and there's 2 reasons for that defense: increased physicality and aggressiveness on their beaters.
That shot by Manowar is no good, It is picked up on the far side by a UNC chaser, but it is cleaned up by UVM.
Matt Shaw now with room to work on the snitch. Can he take advantage of this? It looks like Richie Abbott is going to come push him off. Didn't really even get a look out of it. We're going to have maybe a beater battle around snitch here unless they both back off.
Abbott keeping Shaw from the snitch, but on the far side, it is a turnover and going to go back to UNC.
Yep, it looked like that was a throw after beat. I think this is a good call. But shout out there to Jordy Sancho. I've been singing his praises all game. He faked like he was going at snitch, turned and went to quaffle, created the turnover.
Manoir waiting for the offense to get set up and passes out to the top. And Burnham takes and makes the shot. That is Will Burnham with another goal, which
looks like we have a stoppage for injury on the play.
Yes, one of the UNC players is down over by the Vermont Hoops.
Based on how Manoir is handling this, I think it's just a cramp. Looks like they're stretching him out. Doesn't look to be too serious, hopefully. It looked like he was just going down with a cramp. I believe that might be Jordy Sancho.
It is so cold out here that you may forget that we're also at this extreme elevation. So
yeah, this is being played at 4,000 feet. It is hard for some of these teams who aren't used to being up this high, which is basically all of them in this elevation. Tominski now in to seek for UVM.
UVM looking to get something going on the quaffle game. Phillips makes a nice pass, but it's dropped, and it's rolling around on the ground again, and there's another stoppage.